My name is Nick.
And my name is Henry.
And welcome to the CVU Show.
Today marks the 104th anniversary of World War I's end. This conflict marked a change in the general public's opinion on war, with a total of 17 million casualties. This was one of the worst conflicts in recent history.
This weekend, the CVU Fall musical production of Amelie will be performed in the CVU Theater. In honor of the show, we are repeating the backstage tour that we produced earlier in the year. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm here at the rehearsal for the fall school musical Amelie, where they're just through that door rehearsing the opening number of the show. I'm here to give you a backstage view of everything that goes into putting these school productions on. So we don't want to disturb them too much, so I think we're going to go around and look at some of the other parts of backstage that go into putting this production on. So just here we have the costume area, where all the people who work on the many costumes for putting on a production of this scale work. You can see they are hard at work creating the numerous ostentatious designs needed for a show like Amelie. And if we go just down this hallway here, we can get a glimpse at where the props are stored for the show. There aren't too many at the moment because the show is still early in production, but these shelves will soon be full of many, many, many things, as well as many signs informing actors not to touch any of it. We can now go around and get another view at the rehearsal and what's going on stage. So we're just watching the end of the opening number, moving into the second number of the show. The musical is almost entirely sung through, so there is not much time in between most of the songs. We're moving now into the second number of the show, World's Best Dad. So now we're headed further backstage into the band room to take a look at what the pit band is doing to get ready for, well, the show. Just through this door, they are hard at work, honing their craft. Well, we're here watching the band do their rehearsal, but we don't want to take up too much of their time, so we're going to move now back to behind the stage to take a look at what's going on stage. Seems that have just finished rehearsing and they're now going through notes for the rehearsal. A very important process of rehearsing, obviously, the bit where they improve upon it. So now we'll take a look at the chorus room where all of our music rehearsals happen. through here. You can see some disassembled set pieces. These are also slowly being worked upon. So this is the chorus room. This is where all of our music rehearsals happen, where we learn all the music for the show. Currently, no one's in here. It's not being used for anything. But when there is a music rehearsal going on, you'll see chairs upon chairs of about 50 performers or so, all sitting and, well, trying their best to sing all the parts. Now we can take a look at where all of our sets are built in the shop. So this is the shop, and this is where all of the set building takes place. There's lots of equipment in here. This room is also used for the wood and metal working classes, and so not all of this is being used for making the sets at any one given time. But this is where the magic happens, where all of the beautiful things that you get to see on stage are created. Theatre, like a lot of art mediums, is reliant on a lot of pieces coming together, and theatre, more so than a lot of others, has people doing things all over at the same time, and we bring it all together at the very end to make a wonderful live performance, which hopefully will be the case with the full show.
Are we doing Tour de France? Yes. Okay, no.
All right, so as we're here in the auditorium watching them get ready to rehearse another scene on stage, and thank you for joining us for this wonderful backstage tour where you get to see everything that goes into making these performances happen. Now, I best be going to get ready for my cue.
We would like to remind you to support the arts, CVU. Amelie opens this weekend, showing in the CVU Theater on Friday, November 11th at 7 p.m., Saturday, November 12th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, November 13th at 2 p.m. Buy tickets at www.ticketsource.us/CVU Theater or at the door. You won't want to miss this innovative production.
The dodgeball tournament is this Friday, November 11th, right after school, from 3:30 to 6 p.m. Teams must be mixed gender and must have exactly 6 players. Teams will be competing for the coveted dodgeball trophy, as well as rewards such as best costumes and most team sportsmanship. Register with a senior class council rep during your lunch block in the cafeteria. The entry fee is $30 per team.
Meet the Coaches Night for winter student athletes will be on Tuesday, November 15th at 6 p.m. in the gym. This is a required meeting for any student athlete interested in trying out or playing a winter sport, and at least one parent or guardian. Ricky McCollum, CVU Activities Director, will provide information on the athletic program policies and protocols, and students will have an opportunity to connect with coaches. Winter sports start on Monday, November 28th.
Anyone interested in trying out for baseball in the spring should plan to attend an informational meeting on Monday, November 14th from 3:15 to 4:15 p.m. Location to be announced. Now let's hand over to Alessandro for sports.
I'm your host, Alessandro, and welcome to this week's edition of CVU Sports. Championship weekend started with a bang as girls varsity field hockey completed their season as they won 2-1 against SB for the state championship title. Girls varsity soccer won in close shutout fashion against Mount Mansfield with a final score of 1-0. Girls varsity volleyball will sadly take the state championship loss against Essex with a final score of 3-0. Varsity football destroyed Essex in the semifinals with a final score of 49-24. Let's get loud for the boys as they take on Middlebury on the 12th at 5 p.m. at Rutland for the state championship. We had a chance to interview the CVU varsity field hockey coach. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Ree and I'm here with Coach Tucker, and what does it feel like to win your first championship as a head coach?
Well, it feels amazing. It really does. It still feels great a few days after the fact. As you can tell, I've brought in our baby.
Yes.
I like to call this the baby. I hold her very, very gently.
Yes.
And we take care of this thing. It is. It's really nice to have this trophy. It is. It feels great. You know what feels the best about winning is all of the former players who have reached out and who are sending congratulations, and just like random people in the community who have said congratulations. I think that's the most fun, is that we knew we could do it, but other people didn't really follow our season until after we won.
What do you think was like so special about the season that it made it possible for us to win?
People have asked that. I think the senior leaders were instrumental to winning this championship. I think that without these particular seniors and the 3 captains in particular, I don't think we could have gotten as far. And part of the reason for that, I think, is we had this adversity. You know, we had a couple of situations where it forced us to kind of step away from field hockey and come together as a group to really stand up for what we believed in and confront some of the homophobic slurs that were presented. And I think that it was a hard time.
It was, yeah.
It was hard. And I think it like brought us together in a way that was great. I mean, it's adversity. It makes us work together for something else.
It was a strong team bonding, which made it better as players in the field.
Yeah, because you know, it's high school athletics are not just about like your technical and tactical skills. It's sometimes, you know, more.
Yes, I highly agree.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for having this interview with us.
Oh, you're
and
welcome.
back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you. Go Redhawks.
That was this week's edition of CVU Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alessandro.
The Direction Center is accepting applications for students interested in helping give school tours. Please fill out the Google form found on the CVU website daily announcements, and we will contact you if your application has been approved. Tours typically take about 20 minutes and should include explanation of the 9th grade core, cafe, library, C3, school schedule, and the different areas of the school. If you have any questions, please see Heather Walpole in the Direction Center. This year's high school Rotary speech contest will be on the topic of why is diversity, equity, and inclusion important. Prepare and deliver a 5-minute speech which relates to this topic to your life. School and Rotary values, high school age students only. Memorization not required. Details at www.rotary7850.org. Deadline to be announced.
Last Monday, the CVU Math League team traveled to BFA St. Albans for the first meet of the season. They had their best finish in a while, placing ahead of perennial powerhouse South Burlington and taking second place to Essex. It was close. The final tally was Essex 342, CVU 322, SBHS 299, followed by 12 other schools at the meet. CVU had perfect papers in arithmetic, geometry, and algebra and advanced algebra. They also had a perfect team paper, and the team is looking forward to a successful season.
And that's all the news we have. We'll see you next week.